Hello, BookTube. Sorry about that interruption. That was indeed the mail, but it wasn't. It was a big package, but it wasn't books. I occasionally order other things online, like earlier today when I got packages of two things that I ordered online. One was a belt because a certain little puppy ate the belt that has served me just fine for 30 years, so I needed to get another one, and it was the wrong size. I specifically overindulged in the waist size so that the right thing would come in the mail, and it didn't. It didn't. But I also ordered a power cord for an old MacBook of mine. I think the last species of MacBook that was just called a MacBook before it suddenly became MacBook Air and MacBook Pro. And I got the serial number off the old power cord, and I took a risk, and it works. The new power cord doesn't look anything like the old one, but it works. It actually charges that old machine, and that old machine accepts Google Chrome just fine. So for the cost of a $20 power cord, I now have an additional working Mac, which is great. So anyway, where were we? We got one more package to do here. We had an interruption, but it wasn't books. I had packages today that weren't books. What is this? All right, this comes out in August. Oh my. Okay. Oh my. This is by Adam Tooze, and this is called Crashed: How a Decade of Financial Crises Changed the World. Great big thing. Adam Tooze never writes small books. Oh, he is one of the greatest historians in the world. His last book, The Deluge, about World War I, absolutely required reading. Amazing. An amazing book. Here, let me hold this. Feast your eyes on that. If you want serious history that doesn't talk down to you, you have to read this guy. But what have we got here? In our current moment, with a new Federal Reserve chairman taking the reins, the U.S. Senate passing legislation to roll back Dodd-Frank. For those of you not in America, that is, Dodd-Frank is legislation designed to prevent another 2008 financial world meltdown. It was put in place, and it's being dismantled by the current administration. And President Trump announcing increased tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum. It is all the more essential to understand how we got here and why. In Crashed, Adam Tooze contends that what happened on Wall Street a decade ago was a dramatic caesura that spiraled across the globe from the financial markets of the UK and Europe to the factories and dockyards of Asia, the Middle East, and Latin America. In the United States and Europe, it caused a fundamental reconsideration of capitalist democracy, eventually leading to war in Ukraine, chaos in Greece, Brexit, and Trump's election. This guy aims for big game. It's wonderful. It was the greatest crisis to have struck Western society since the end of the Cold War, but was it inevitable? And is it over? Okay. All right. Oh, fantastic. A new Adam Tooze book. Oh, boy. All right. My year has just been made. This is going to be uncomfortable to read about. And it also brings the ambit of his historical reach far closer to the present day. That's fascinating in its own right. I wonder if that will change the register of how he writes. This is a very quantitative writer. Likes to sift through numbers and make big pictures out of them. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So we have Crashed by Adam Tooze. Fantastic. Then The Mere Wife, a novel retelling Beowulf in the suburbs of America. And finally, The Book of Ephraim by James Merrill, who I miss, and whose poetry is worth your time. I'll have to see. I'd be curious to know not only the publication details about this thing, for some reason it came without them, but also how the Book of Ephraim reads on its own. I'll be interested to just pick this book up and read it and see what it feels like. But that is a fragmentary mail haul for today, and there might be more coming. But I think the pattern of the day is that all of my packages are going to be non-book, or most of them. But I'll be back, so I'll see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.